Hi there, and welcome to Fabulous Fridays as we discuss my book in the background, my fabulous fifth chapter, with my fabulous fifth chapter friends who are all doing things marvelously, who have been doing things, and now we continue in our fifth chapter together. I'm Ambassador Sujay or Dr. Sujay, but you can call me Dr. Fabulous because I have fabulous friends. We're here today with Tara Renee, Teresa Harrison, and Teresa Hairston. All wonderful friends, all the T's, because they're tight and they're doing so wonderfully well. So, Tara, let's start with you. You are the CEO and founder of African American Women in Cinema, AAWIC, and this year has been a phenomenal year for you. Films at the Cannes Film Festival, your own film festival. Tell us what you're doing in your fabulous fifth chapter.
Well, thank you so much, Ambassador, for having me. You are amazing, and certainly it is an honor to be here with your wonderful guests, Teresa and Teresa. A pleasure and honor to meet you both. I am just excited. You know, there's a term in the Bible that talks about due season, and that's when you've been sowing, and going forth in what you believe God has called you to do. And at that appointed time, there's truly a strong and powerful manifestation. And I am so just grateful that this year certainly began that season, that due season. We had the wonderful opportunity to do a partnership with the Cannes Film Festival through the Afrique Pavilion, and they are part of the Cannes market. And we were able to showcase several powerful films, one of which was yours, Ambassador. We were certainly happy to screen your powerful piece there. And it was so well received in the south of France. And then
Well, I was so glad to be there. I mean, you shared your platform, which is so important because you're talking about sewing, but also about sharing your platform. Mm-hmm. And that's how we all kind of make it. We're the wind beneath each other's wings. And Teresa Hairston, without the H, we've shared many platforms together at the Hampton Ministers Conference, Gospel Today magazine. You are the founder and CEO of Gospel Today. And 30, 40 years ago, media presence, and look, 40 years later, you're still giving me media presence just on your TV show. Tell us what you're doing in your fabulous fifth chapter.
Well, my fabulous 50s have been a minute ago, but thank God, it's just been amazing. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I have come to a point of just being comfortable, confident, courageous, and moving forward in my life. I am so honored to be here, to be a part of your life. And it's all about connecting. We are collaborators for kingdom growth. And if we are trying to do this thing by ourselves, we can't make it. So when I had Gospel Today magazine, everything God gave me, He gave me to give other people a platform. So I'm just a chick with a hammer and some nails and some wood, making platforms that people can stand on, can be it is such my honor and pleasure to see people who really have something to offer to the world, for me to push them forward. And that's just been my life for 35, 40 years now. So I'm just honored to be a part of your life, this fifth chapter, sixth chapter. You know, my terrific teams on here with me. It is awesome.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing it, for bringing the wood, for building the platform, and allowing us to stand on the platform. So for those who are just joining us, the fifth chapter is anytime over the age of 50. So chapter 1 is when we're born and everything is done for us. Chapter 2 are your toddler years. You're learning some lessons, but you're also definitely being, disciplined. Chapter 3, your teenage years. You're given a little rope, but you're still messing up every now and then. Now, chapter 4, your adult years. That's when you make your statement. This is who I am, young adult, senior adult. But chapter 5, it begins with that AARP card, and that means you are 50 and above. And so, Teresa Hairston, we shared some teenage years, some young adult years, some adult years, and now the fifth chapter. Tell us what you're doing. A new book just came out, but tell us what's important to you in this fifth chapter.
Good morning, everyone.
Listen.
Dr. Sujay, thanks so much for including me among these T's who are so tantalizing, talented, and trailblazers. So I am humbled to be here. I am beyond the fifth chapter also, but still celebrating like I'm in the fifth chapter. Yes, I have come back this year from a 3-year cancer journey. And I tell you, that journey taught me a lot. There was a lot of good that came out of it. So no matter what type storm you're in, but even in the midst of the storm, it's amazing what God provides. So I launched a book, Yes, You Are Able. Thanks so much, Dr. Sujay, for coming to my first book signing. And it has gone on to be a bestseller. And I think what's key here for me is that I'm telling people you can take the ordinary and become extraordinary. And if we look at all that God has put into us, we all have the ability to be extraordinary. So I'm so happy to be here, and I'm going to walk with you into the next chapter happily.
Well, we're so glad. I had to put my glasses on because I'm seriously in my fifth chapter trying to read some of that little stuff in the chat. I said, I better really be able to see it. So we all talked about sowing seeds. And because you've sown seeds, you are able to bless others. I watched young women, Teresa, that you have mentored and are mentoring who are starting businesses, who are just exploding because of what you're sowing into them. How important is legacy to you at this stage? Let me start with Teresa Harrison, and then I'm going to ask Teresa Hairston.
It's extremely important. You know, when you look at the fact that small businesses are the #1 employer in the U.S., and as a woman or a person of color, we will employ each other. Without some of the hurdles. And we will allow and grant opportunities to groom. If we're going to continue having legacies that were set for us because we didn't get here by ourselves, we need to do our best to be the next leg of that bridge that has been built a long time ago. It's extremely important.
Teresa Hairston, how important is legacy to you? And now we share Clubhouse together, a room called Christian Black Women. And we have just brought in some young millennial and Gen Zers to share that room with us. How important is legacy and passing something on to that next generation?
Well, you know, I have a way of putting it that success is something that you can achieve by yourself, but significance is something that you can only achieve together with others. I believe that it is so important that our significance is left generationally. If God calls us, it should be global. And also it should be throughout the genre that he assigns you to, so that you have, you know, a horizontal, a vertical, and a far-reaching impact that other people are blessed. For instance, I've written 8 books now, but my 8th book is called Unstoppable. That book, and you know, I've published millions of magazines. I've written 8 books, but then after I was writing the books, I said, well, I can't just do, you know, my stuff. I've got to help others. So I wrote a book called The Ultimate Flight Plan for How to Self-Publish Your Book. And that book is helping other people to do what they want to do to achieve their dreams. All of us have dreams and visions, but when we connect with others, then God really is glorified and the kingdom is edified. So that is the legacy that he calls all of us to leave.
So Tara, you know, we're talking about global. So you were able to connect with the Pavilion Afrique in Cannes. I learned how to pronounce it this year. So how important and how were you able to develop that relationship across the waters and to such a successful film festival? How were you able to make that global connection?
Well, you know, this year was actually last year was a really significant time in our country as it relates to race relations due to the unfortunate death of George Floyd. And that brought such a shift globally. And from that, many organizations just began to reach out to really bring out to the forefront diversity within what they were doing. And so the Afrique Pavilion, which is actually a pavilion that is presented at the Cannes Film Festival every year, showcasing films made by the African diaspora. And the executives who organized the Cannes Film Festival really wanted the Pavilion Afrique highlighted. And so we were reached out to not too long after what took place to have our films showcased there as well. So that was a very unique time.
Teresa Hairston. So you're doing a show for Impact TV, and I was there, and it has quite an impact, certainly in Georgia and now globally. So tell me, where do you want to go? What are your dreams in this 5th chapter? You have accomplished a lot. You have not only success, but significance happening. Where would you like to go at this stage of your life? What's God showing you?
So I think the important thing for me is to make sure that I'm in the right race. God calls us, he says he gives us a race to run. Paul, talks about running the race. And I think that the idea of us running the race, many times we stay in our lane, and our lane is so small, and really God gives us a super highway. So we have the ability to expand, but even in the area that we're running in. So for me, it's been media, it's been education, it's been the music industry. So in those areas, I am so all about impacting generations. So I'm dealing with colleges now. I want to teach more. I'm working on a scholarly book about gospel music, and I want to preach more. I want to get out and impact lives, and I want to do more media. So the Impact Network is a global network, 93 million homes, the largest African American Christian network in the world. And we need to surround that. So I'm part of, lifting that network up and letting people know the viability of this opportunity. We need a stronger voice in the marketplace, in the world. And so the more people like you and Tara and Teresa that I bring together and say these people are doing great things, and the more we talk it up with each other and with our circles of influence. See, all of us have influence. How are we using this influence? So that's the thing now. So that's where I want to go. I want my influence. I may not be, a billionaire. I'm okay with, the M, but even so, we gotta use our influence to make an impact in the world for the kingdom. So that's where I want to go.
Well, it's double M's for you, multimillionaire.
So thank
your
you.
Impact and your influence has touched my life. You've been a super sister on this super highway. We're about to take a break, and we know that you have a super highway calling for you right now. We thank you for sharing this time with us, and we wish nothing but blessings to you. So we're going to stay right here. We're going to take a short break so you can find out where you can find this book. Thank you for Teresa Hairston, and we'll see you next time. Hi, I'm Dr. Sujay, but you can call me Dr. Fabulous. And I am so excited. My new book, My Fabulous 5th Chapter, It's My Turn Now, has come out. You can get it on judsonpress.com or amazon.com. My Fabulous 5th Chapter. Are you a woman over 50? Are you ministering to women over 50? Do you have someone in your life who's a woman over 50 who wants to be fine, fit, fabulous, have her faith intact, her family intact, and just have some plain old fun? Well, this is the book. It's holiday time. My Fabulous 5th Chapter. Get yours now. And we're back with Teresa Harrison with the H and Tara Renee, two of my wonderful soul friends in my fabulous fifth chapter. And we hope that you will get that book. It's holiday season. JudsonPress.com, Amazon.com. It is popping. Whichever.com you get it on, just get it in someone's hands, but get it in your hands. So not only are we talking about the international piece that's happening for you, but regionally, your impact and your influence just in New York has been incredible. I've seen women now swarm around you. I remember being on the red carpet with you when we were able to be in person. How did the digital, having to move digitally this year, how did that impact you? Were you able to still have the growth and the influence that you wanted to have?
You know, Ambassador, to my pleasant surprise, it actually increased by having it digitized. I was speaking with a colleague of mine prior to us executing the entire festival online, which was our first time doing it. And they said something to me that I really did not even consider at all. They told me that I was taking new territory. And I said, wow, that's very interesting. I never saw it that way. But it really increased the visibility, the participation, the support. And it was a little easier to execute as it relates to venue wise. You know, I didn't have to go from venue to venue in the display of the festival. Everything was just done right there online and for the world to see.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad the world got to see it. I want to thank you for including me in all the videos
Yes,
and all of the the conversations, and for
yes.
having my short film, which was a 3-minute first place winner at the Dare to Overcome Festival, but it got to the Pavilion Afrique in the Cannes Film Festival. And most of all, I have dynamic friends. I want to thank you and
Thank
Teresa
you.
Harrison and Teresa Hairston for being my guest. And I want to thank you for watching. If you haven't done it, I want you to subscribe. I want you to give us a thumbs up, and I want you to share and give us a comment how you're liking this book, how you're liking these videos. We're on for the next few weeks on my Fabulous Fridays. I am Dr. Fabulous, or Dr. Sujay, or Ambassador Sujay, however you want to call it. I want to thank my tremendous team, Saeed, Erica, Linda, and all of those who made this possible. Judson Press, thank you. And American Baptist Home Mission Society, thank you so much for joining us. It's been my pleasure. Until we meet again, my fabulous fifth chapter, it's my turn now. Dr. Sujay signing off. Be well, be blessed. Have a great, great day.